From Nutrien Ag Solutions, I'm Senior Meteorologist Andrew Pritchard with your Canadian Prairie weather story for it's Tuesday, May 30th, 2023, coming to you a day later here. So we observed the Memorial Day holiday yesterday down in the U.S. Let's take a look at the satellite picture here on Tuesday morning. We've got some flow making its way into the prairie. Scattered showers ongoing here this morning. We're going to keep showers and thunderstorms in the forecast through the next 7 days. It's going to be an active, unsettled week. Opportunities for just about everybody to pick up some additional rainfall here as we see rounds of showers and thunderstorms make their way through the prairie. Now, much of the activity today, anywhere from Grand Prairie over toward Edmonton, and then approaching the Saskatoon area, kind of north of Highway 16, generally across central Alberta. You got some scattered shower activity, though, south of the Winnipeg area as well, southern portions of Manitoba here early this morning. Recent rainfall has, of course, mitigated some of the fire weather risk here. We've seen a reduction in hot spots across portions of central and western Alberta. Still have quite a bit ongoing here across northern Saskatchewan. And as we look at the fire risk today on the left, tomorrow on the right, we'll continue to see that risk peel back as we see these rounds of showers and storms making their way into the prairie. So that is good news. Temperatures again on Tuesday morning, generally on the mild side, anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees Celsius on, as the sun comes up here on Tuesday morning. So a mild start to the day. And then here's a look at the jet stream. What's driving all of this? We'll go ahead and just kind of highlight the prairie here so you can get your eyes on the right part of the screen. And you see this fast jet stream flow coming around the base of this trough in the Gulf of Alaska. And that is, partially what continues to support shower and storm activity, but it's also a trough down here across the Pacific Ocean down near the southwestern U.S. This one not strongly impacting us, but we're seeing these little short waves, kind of little areas of upper level spin, upper level flow, kind of coming from that trough in the southwest. And so we're getting a little bit of a pairing of these troughs, if you will, not in a significant sense, but enough that we're keeping that upper level support, rising. We're keeping rising motion in the atmosphere here, generating those rounds of showers and storms versus, having sinking motion and high pressure across the region. So as we go through the next 5 to 7 days, the pattern does not change very much. This runs it all the way into the early part of next week before we start to see some ridging here. But if I go ahead and stop this and manually kind of scroll through here, here's your next week. Again, very similar setup. It's not as if we have a strong low sitting right overhead and we're going to see, buckets of rain or a significant disruptive storm system, but it's enough to keep generating these rounds of showers and thunderstorms across the region. So this is now Saturday, June 3rd. This is getting into Sunday, June 4th. We've got the same setup here. That first trough lifts out as we get into the early part of next week. This is when I see a little bit of ridging across the region, maybe a pause in the precipitation, but this is now getting out to 8, 9, 10 days out into the future. And what I'm really noticing is a extended Pacific jet stream with very strong flow just to the west as we come through the end of the first week of June. This would potentially set us up to see a continuance of this active pattern with storm systems making their way across the northwest U.S., the northern plains, and the Canadian prairie. So as I look at the next 20 to 30 days, I'm looking rainier than I am drier across the prairie. We're going to continue to see these chances for showers and thunderstorms across the region. That may mean severe weather at times. Each of the next 3 days will feature the chance for some isolated hail-producing storms, and you can't rule out a couple funnel clouds, maybe an isolated tornado over the next few days across parts of the prairie as well. Looking at this in terms of 500 millibar height anomalies, again, you see the ridging building in there as we get into the middle part of the week. That's when I could, potentially see a pause in the daily chance for showers and storms. That would be, now you're getting into the weekend. Early part of next week, this is when we see that potential pause, but we've still got these troughs making their way in. So if we see a pause, I think it's pretty brief, because we're going to keep this flow going and reorganizing across North America. So again, showers and storms, that's the forecast for the next 7 to 10 days, just about every day. Look at the precipitation anomaly forecast the next 15 days, the European ensemble on the left, GFS ensemble on the right. They both have some different ideas as far as where the heaviest precipitation will go, but I just would not get hung up too much on the specifics here. Neither of these models is going to do a great job on picking up on these individual clusters of showers and storms that are going to be producing the locally heavy rainfall. So they can't quite pick out, where the showers and storms that'll produce the heavy corridors of rain are going to be. But both of these support a wetter pattern here. I know there's some brown to be had, but you can find some drier spots here. But again, I would not get hung up on that, because where the European has drier weather, the GFS is a little bit wetter, and then vice versa. So the pattern continues to look active. Let's kind of break it down over the next 3 days. Looking at some specifics here. Here is your Tuesday afternoon, looking at those showers and storms flaring up. Cannot rule out a couple strong storms right in this corridor, parts of central Alberta into southwestern Saskatchewan on Tuesday afternoon and evening, We'll do the same thing here on Wednesday midday, Wednesday afternoon and evening. Your best chance for a strong storm is going to be right across this area on Wednesday afternoon and evening. And then as we get into Thursday, another chance for strong storms, that is going to be highest across portions of, we will call it far northeastern, maybe east central Alberta, much of central and southern Saskatchewan, and then southern portions of Manitoba. Kind of along and ahead of this front, we will see some unstable air here, and just enough upper level support to, again, produce a couple storms that could maybe generate some severe hail, some gusty winds, maybe an isolated tornado. Total precipitation from the NAM model, this takes us through the next 3.5 days, so through Friday afternoon. And as I put this side by side with the European, you see the I guess what I would call maybe the tricky part of the forecast over the next 7 days. These daily rounds of showers and storms, every model agrees on that, but no model is going to agree, and no model is going to be right about the exact placement of the heaviest rain. So you can get some similarities here over the next couple of days. The heaviest rain may be setting up here across parts of central Alberta into northern Saskatchewan, but everyone across the prairie is going to see that chance for some scattered showers and storms, and everyone will see that chance for locally heavy rainfall if you get a heavier shower or storm to pop up over your area. Now, as we just kind of finish this up, looking at the European model, the precipitation forecast over the next 7 days, again, highlighting the Canadian Prairie right there, you see those daily chances. I mean, every time you see these pulses of green, that's your afternoon and evening, your showers and storms kind of firing up, and you don't see a big dry window in there. You got daily chances for these scattered shower and thunderstorm corridors all the way through the weekend and into next week. So one last look at it, the ensembles again, the European on the left, GFS on the right, the probability of picking up more than half an inch of precipitation over the next 7 days. And again, everyone kind of looking at that north of 50% chance. You got corridors here where the model is picking up in that 80 to 90% chance where it thinks it's more likely we'll see the heaviest showers and storms, but good agreement on both models with a very stormy next week across the prairie. As you look at temperatures, just to wrap this up, again, some day-to-day fluctuation is going to be seen as we get some of these, weaker fronts to pass through the area. Maybe you get a particularly stormy day that keeps the temperatures a bit cooler, but region-wide, we'll look at temperatures leaning a bit warmer than average as we head through the next 7 to 14 days. Here's a look at that daily variability. Again, Calgary, a high of 25 today, 24 Wednesday, 18 for the high on Thursday, back into the middle 20s by the weekend. Same look here at Edmonton. Again, just a little cooler on some of the days here we get these heavier showers and storms. Would be on the back side of a passing front, warming right back up, and then by and large, temperatures over the next 7 days above average. Saskatoon, you're in the mid to upper 20s for the next week. Regina, very similar. And Winnipeg, you too, on the warm side. Again, a little further east now, we're mixing it up. It's been warmer in the west the last couple of weeks. It's now going to be warmer in the east. A little more influence from high pressure in the east, a little more influence from the lower pressure, the troughing in the west. So Winnipeg, your highs around 30 degrees into the lower 30s by the time we get to the end of the coming week. Have a wonderful week. I'll talk to you again next Monday. It'll be June 5th.